Well, Aaron, a point against the League One leaders, a team in terrific form as well in Hull City. What's the immediate reaction?
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Like you say, the league leaders, to take 4 points off the league leaders like we have done is a great effort from the boys, and I think it shows how far they've come under the manager. I think it was probably a fair point in the end, obviously taking the lead. Probably we wish to hold on, but like you say, league leaders, I think that was their 41st goal away from home this year, so they were this season, so they're doing really well, and I think it was a great effort from the boys.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the overall performance level from your team today?
Yeah, I think the togetherness and the team spirit was there again as always. Speaking to a couple of Hull players who were now at the end of the game, shaking their heads saying they really struggle against us to break us down, and with the work rate we've got, I think that's why we turn these kind of results out against the higher teams in the league, and I think with that togetherness and the team spirit we'll always get points.
It was quite a stop-start sort of game, wasn't it? Lots of free kicks.
Yeah.
Didn't really flow too often at times.
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. I felt that halfway through the game, and it continued a little bit in the second half. Obviously, a lot of stoppages and a lot of whistles from the referee, really. So yeah, it was a bit stop-start, a bit of a scrappy game, and to take the lead, obviously, was nice. Great free kick from Nathaniel, and obviously you want to hold on at that point, but we didn't, and we go again.
Yeah, we were wondering whether it was going to be Sean Worley who was going to take it. He was stood over the ball, and Nathaniel Ogbeta stepped up, and as you say, some strike. Is that something he's been working on the training ground?
No, he fancies himself on them, Nathaniel, and he practices all the time, to be honest, and Sean Worley does as well, and I was the same. I thought Sean Worley was set to take it, and it was like they had a little discussion, and then Nat must have been saying he wanted it, and fair play to him, a young man, to step up and deliver that kind of free kick. It was a great goal.
Is it likely to go down as an own goal, do you think? Is it seem to go off the keeper?
He was just asking me then, and I've checked it with the analyst, and yeah, I think it comes back this side of the line and bouncing, but obviously without the excellent free kick that he's got in the locker, that doesn't go in, so he definitely should get an assist or something for it.
Yeah, and the whole equaliser was a decent strike as well, from their point of view.
Yeah.
Greg Docherty, a player Shrewsbury know all about from the loan spell he had. From a defensive point of view, anything you could have done to prevent that, or just have to say sometimes that's a good strike?
Yeah, I've not seen it back, but I think I think we managed to block the first shot, and then it came back to him. And I think we even got something on the actual shot what went in. It took a slight deflection, so I think earlier in the half you've seen the lads throwing the bodies on the line, blocking shots. I think there was about 3 or 4 on the bounce, and they'll always do that, the type of lads that they are. But we know all about Docherty's shooting, and we've worked on stopping it, and unlucky not to get the blocking in the end.
And thereafter, both teams seem to be intent on chasing a victory, having a good go to try and get a winning goal.
Yeah, right until the end, even in injury time, both teams were going for it, so it shows you the belief that both teams have got, and I think our lads just needed that hint of belief at half-time, and I think the way they started the second half showed you that they had the belief to go and win the game, and they tried the best to do that.
4 changes today from the team which started at Charlton a week ago. Let's begin with the return of Matthias Sarkic. Has he come through okay?
Yeah, he's fine, and it's good that Matty's been able to play, and obviously he'll go away on international duty now, obviously, so he'll be away for a week or so. So we have to reshuffle the squad kind of thing. But yeah, like you say, 4 changes, and the manager keeps freshening the team up, and there's great competition for places, and that's always good for the squad.
Was that a bit touch and go to see whether he was going to go away on international duty? Did he really have to come through this game?
Yeah, I think he had to be fit and play this game and come through it okay for him to have any chance of going away on international duty. So it's good that he has done.
And he had Ollie Norburn back, which is always going to be a big boost, I guess.
Yeah, fair play to Ollie. Came in after only a couple of days of training and threw himself back into the mix. So ahead of schedule really as well. He wasn't due back yet. So fair play to Ollie. And obviously with only a couple of days training, you could see him tire a little bit towards the end. But I thought he put in a great performance.
And also returns to the starting 11 for Daniel Udo and Sean Worley. Just a case of rotating things again and freshening things up?
Yeah, if you look at the last game those two played, was the Rochdale victory where Sean Worley got 2 assists and they both worked the socks off, and then they got a little rest last week, came back in, and that's what the managers started to do at the moment. So we'll see what we decide on Tuesday's game, but it's good when you've got those options in the squad, and I think there's competition for places now, which is always good.
And how's Brad Walker, who had the misfortune of coming off injured in the first half?
Yeah, we'll have to see. He felt his groin a little bit on a reverse pass, so that was disappointing to see Brad have to come off, because he's been really getting back into his stride after the injury. So we'll have to see how it is, maybe whether he goes for a scan, or we'll see how it settles down over the weekend.
And what's the message from the manager, Steve Cottrell, to you all at the end of the game?
Yeah, no, he he said, listen, we had the chance to take 6 points off the league leaders. We took 4 off them, and I know we have to be happy with a point. We went in front and maybe could have held on, but we take the point at the end of the day.
And you're quickly back in action Tuesday night, away to Burton Albion. Harry Burgoyne, we think, will return with obviously Matthias Sarkic on international duty. Is it likely to be a case of freshening the team up again, moving forward with a few changes?
Yeah, at the moment we haven't spoke about that yet. I'll speak to the manager tonight, and we'll see what the plan is going forward. But it's always the manager's decision at the end of the day. So I'll speak to him over the weekend, and we'll see what team he decides to go with.
Given this incredible sequence of results you're enjoying against the teams at the top end of the table, is it exciting when you think about what this team might be capable of achieving moving forward, Shrewsbury Town?
Yeah, I wasn't nervous at all coming into the game today, even though you're playing the league leaders, and that's not an arrogance. It's just when the preparation's right and you know you've done everything you can, and you know the type of lads that you've got in the dressing room. I think it's credit to them really that you never feel nervous going into a game, because they know they're going to do everything they can. You know how honest they are, and that's why they get these type of victories against the top teams in the league, because they're such an honest group and willing to work hard for each other. And as long as we continue to do that for each other, then the results will keep coming.
Good point today. Thanks for your time, Aaron.
Thank you. Cheers.